Kelly, I miss making video blogs with you. What's up? Been shy lately?
Well, I've been busy
Busy?
working on a documentary,
Hmm.
but I do have time for a video now.
Oh, great. Thanks for letting me borrow this shirt.
You're very welcome. You look quite splendid in it.
Your face is like my favorite face to put on film or see on film. I love your face. What's new in Portland? What happened last night?
Well, Antifa tried to assassinate more police officers with three Molotov cocktails after they had lit the Justice Center on fire momentarily. So there's that, and then they were going through all different parts of the city, and I guess they smoke bombed a bunch of. Well, I don't guess. I was right there when I filmed it. They smoke bombed a bunch of homeless people while trying to disperse uh, the Antifa rioters.
The police were bombed or
Yeah, this was by the I-405
Oh.
on 14th,
Oh wow,
basically.
because they chased them their goal is to chase them away from the Justice Center.
But they just all came scrambling back. But I think the strategy behind that was to basically disperse as many of them and scare off the ones on the who are just gonna, okay, enough, we're gonna take our Ubers back home, or we don't know how to navigate through this city. So some of them do give up at that point, but then there are the others who will stay around till like midnight or even as late as 4 in the morning. I think they were going out at 3 or 4 in the morning.
And where's the end in sight? Do you see any progress where this is going? I mean, the rain. We just had the smoke atrocity, the fires. The rain came. Will the rain maybe put down the riots?
Well, the the fires and the rain put a halt to it momentarily, but then this whole Breonna Taylor controversy
Oh, yeah.
happened, and it's like, kind of through rain or shine mentality. They'll go out if they
Right.
can capitalize enough on the tragedy.
And so a couple cops were shot in Louisville. They're expected to survive. And then a journalist was attacked in Asheville who is normally uses bodyguards. Have you ever considered using bodyguards yourself? Do you think the threat is that severe?
Uh, I wouldn't want to put anyone in responsibility of my life unless, like, I mean, the police do. Uh, I believe it's their job to protect the citizens when people like me who can't afford bodyguards or wouldn't ask that of anyone to lend their assistance to help me film, even though it's been offered to me for free in the past. I just That's too much of a liability, and I'm only responsible for me when I'm out there.
Right, I'm ready for it to be all over, and I want you to be safe and protect your beautiful face because I like your face.
I do have the advantage of the bicycle in that if I see an impending threat, I can quickly navigate out of that environment.
Maybe nobody will mess you because I'm like this known leftist anti-Nazi activist who did a lot on police brutality and for the homeless. Maybe that would cast some protection on you. You
You
think they
do
would?
armor me in that sense, like,
Well, why would they hurt someone that I care about?
and really we kind of have the same goals aligned. I just do it. I implement my strategy a lot differently, almost in the reverse effect, where like seemingly it would appear that I'm the opposite of what I'm trying to achieve, but I'm really just trying to wake people up and get people to start the conversation about a few things, or look at situations in a different
I
manner.
never viewed you as hard left or hard right. I viewed you as sort of a fence sitter and an open-minded person. But even that appears to be condemned in this particular milieu. That
Well,
if
yeah, originality is frowned upon.
right,
Original thought, having I think the right to one's opinion should be embedded in all of us to find something out of this that we can disagree with on all sides.
well, so what do you project for the big event on the 26th at the park in North Portland?
Um, well, okay. Here's what I project. There's going to be so many patriots out there. It's going to be like an overwhelming response, and Antifa, they will show up, but they're going to be so frightened by the sheer amount of patriots at this big park that I think they're going to be a little squeamish and squirmish. They're not going to want to, like, do. It's not going to be as big of an event as we think, but there probably will be some brawls. And
What about vandalism? Will they slash tires and do defacement type stuff?
um, yes.
Yeah.
Any car. I would say that any car that is within that vicinity parked at Delta Park is at risk of getting painted and slashed.
And what about onto the snack van? Antifa needs a Me Too movement, or Press Tifa, or
Oh, the
whatever
snack
they're
van
calling it.
predator. Yeah, this just recently came out. Allegedly, he had been he had been stalking these young girls.
Right.
After they blocked him, after they said they don't want anything to do with him, and using like, oh, his depression or something, like, oh, maybe he was insinuating that he might kill himself if they didn't pay attention to him or whatever.
So, like, I'm 43. Technically, I could have like a 20-year-old kid or a 22-year-old kid. And so, people my generation need to know, if you're sending your little kids into these riots, there are predators in the midst who. And then there were rumors that the snack van was arming them up for the Molotovs and possibly involved with arson. So I don't know about
Which that could have been the snack van, but from my investigation, I saw like I was offered a gas mask just from some random car, like who was driving around.
that.
So I didn't take it, but you could definitely tell that there were people like driving around to the protesters, specifically the ones who were dressed up in like the fight ready, like shields and stuff, handing them stuff, and like just like driving up to them.
Right.
They would go up to the window, like almost like a drug deal or something.
Hey, and I hate to like take it down, but do you have a word about the murder a few weeks ago that hit the community so hard? Like, I mean, obviously condolences to the family and anyone affected. I think everyone's affected. Nobody wants a murder.
Bit of a loaded question. I think it hit us all hard. I mean, first of all, like that aside, what happened as a result of the backlash onto me being even loosely associated with
You
Patriot
were flooded
Prayer.
with death threats. Basically.
I was getting death threats.
That's insane.
Friends of mine were reaching out to me saying, "Dude, take cover. You need to watch. You need to like stop filming for a while. You need to stay inside. Armor up because they're coming. They're coming for anyone who has been even loosely associated with Patriot Prayer in the past. Which all I've done was film them, and I've never even hung out with them in a private setting. Well, that's not true. Well, yeah. Excuse me.
Well, like freedom of association and freedom of assembly are constitutional rights, but evidently these are not American constitutionalists. They have a new deployment of like what you're allowed to do.
Yeah, and if the city is making such statements as these people are white nationalists, these people are racist. Okay, they're nationalists, meaning that they're patriots. They love their country, and some of them are white. Joey Gibson isn't. The founder and leader of Patriot Prayer isn't completely white. But no, still, they label him.
He's half Japanese.
And
there's plenty of people of color involved in that movement, and basically, yeah.
He has children of color, which he actually spoke about it to city council one time when they were doing that white supremacy resolution.
I don't know how to fight that disinformation because I think patriotism should not be made illegal, and like the slurring of the people, I think that becomes provocative.
Please find
those become fighting words.
I would say please find new villains. The cops are not a good villain. The patriots, which encompass a lot of citizens that maybe even a majority, a silent majority, are patriots around us that you're labeling as this.
And so I hope everyone stays safe. I hope spiritual forces intervene. And the day following is Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement. So if anything bad happens, if anybody throws a punch or does something evil or cruel or mean, hopefully they will work under a Yom Kippur resolution to like free themselves from all their depravity from the entire year and let go of their resentments against themselves, because we can be hard on ourselves too. So Yom Kippur is like the best holiday.